Good morning. Welcome to another edition of Coffee with Tea. I am your host, the amazing T Street. Today, I'm going to jump right in. Today is a topic that I'm really excited about doing. My very first speech that I ever did for pay, way back in the day, I think it was 1999 in Bucyrus, Ohio, was titled I Want You to Be a Playa, Playa. And playa was an acronym for person living at your apex. And can I tell y'all, I didn't even have a clue. It was a good speech, and the kids liked it. The little middle schoolers loved it. But can I just be real honest with y'all? I didn't even know what apex living was. Real talk at that time. So today, I want to talk to you about the topic. Don't skip the process of apex living. Now, when you ask people what is an apex, apex is your highest point. If it's a mountain, it's the peak. Apex is whatever is the highest point of a career, of a ministry, of a gifting, wherever you are at the top, that's the apex. And so today, don't skip the process of apex living. Notice I didn't say apex reaching. Lots of people, good morning, Alana. Lots of people reach their apex, but few people live consistently at their apex. And so today I'm going to walk us through because when we hear that word, we think perfection, nonstop hustle, always being on. Can I tell you that's not what apex living is? Apex living isn't about being exhausted. It's also not about your ego. The apex is simply the highest point where three things align: purpose, discipline, and alignment meet. It's where those three things, I call it the PDA: purpose, discipline, and alignment. When they meet, that's apex living. It's not a destination you arrive at, it's a process that you practice with consistency. So, the first thing I want to tell you, if you want to live at your apex, is that apex living begins with alignment and not with ambition. So many people miss the apex mark because they think it's about how much ambition they either have or they don't have. And that's not what apex, good morning, Miss Brown, what apex living is. Apex living begins with alignment, not ambition. Apex asks the question, how far, ambition asks the question, how far can I go? Alignment asks the question, am I going the right way? Your ambition will make you ask, how far can I get? How far can I go? But your alignment will say, am I even going in the right direction? Apex living starts when your values and your purpose and your actions all line up. Your VPA, your values, your purpose, and your actions. When they are aligned, you know that you are literally practicing apex living. You can be climbing fast and still be climbing in the wrong direction. You might be climbing fast and climbing the wrong mountain. Who cares if you get to the top, but it's the wrong mountain? When your life is misaligned, success feels empty. That's how you can know that you're not practicing apex living. When it's aligned, even hard work feels meaningful. Y'all, when I know that I'm doing the thing that I'm supposed to be doing, I don't care how exhausted I am. I lay in bed at night feeling accomplished. Y'all, I've gotten to places that I know I did not do what I was supposed to do, and it didn't have the same feeling. I felt like, why did I even do that? It wasn't even worth the squeeze. The juice wasn't worth the squeeze. You don't rise to your apex by doing more. You rise by doing what matters. You don't rise to your apex by doing more of a thing. You rise by doing what matters. Good morning, Charity. Good morning, Jackie. Jackie, I'm so glad you're on because I'm going to talk about you this morning. I'm going to use you as an example this morning. So I'm glad that you're on. The second thing, apex living requires discipline, not motivation. Now that's crazy coming from a motivational speaker. Motivation, y'all, that's why we're impactful. It's emotional, but discipline is intentional. Motivation is emotional. When we get people revved up, that's why folks go to church where the pastor gets you all revved up, and sometimes you walk away and say, "No, what did he say?" Because it's emotional, but it's not intentional. Apex living is built in the small, unglamorous decisions that you make. Showing up when no one is watching, saying no to distractions. Y'all, this is the hardest part for me, saying no to distractions, and choosing consistency over comfort. Peaks are reached by people who master the basics long before they master the spotlight. Long before there's a spotlight on you, you've been practicing with consistency the things that you are supposed to be doing. Y'all, long before I had an international platform, I was showing up to do speeches in churches. I was showing up to do speeches for my friends in their schools. I was showing up doing free speeches. Long before there was ever an international platform, there was intentional work happening on my part. You don't live at the apex by intense moments. You live there by faithful habits. For example, my friend Jackie, who's on here, is a runner. Y'all, Jackie is a real runner. Like this girl runs. The other day when it was 2 degrees outside, she had her and two of her friends out running in the cold. Jackie didn't become a runner by running one day and staying in the bed the next day. And she did it with consistency because what we know is that if you're going to reach your apex, it requires discipline and not motivational. I'm a motivational runner. I might go and get on the treadmill. Y'all, I get a mile in and you think you can't tell me nothing that I didn't do something like magnificent. But my girl Jackie is an apex runner. She's been climbing the mountain consistently for a long period of time. Third, apex living is sustainable. It's not self-destructive. Y'all, I watch people think that they're living at their apex because they burn themselves out. But true apex living includes rest. It requires us to do some reflection. And then it requires us, once we get it, to recalibrate so that we come out stronger and better and more disciplined for the next. If your peak costs you your health, your relationships, or your integrity, it's not the apex. It's a burnout cliff. Woo! if your peak costs you your health, your relationships, or your integrity, it's not the apex. It's the burnout cliff. Apex living means knowing when to push and when to pause. It's strength with wisdom. It's drive with boundaries. The highest life is not always the loudest one, y'all. It's the healthiest one. Is the pace I'm keeping helping me grow or slowly breaking me? If what you think you're doing is breaking you, y'all, that's not apex living. That's cliff living. There's a difference between being at the apex and being on the cliff or the verge of destruction. Apex living is not about being better than other people. It's not about being fully aligned with who they think you ought to be. It's about being fully aligned with who you were created to be. It's a process of clarity, of discipline, and of sustainability. The question isn't, can I reach the top? The question is, can I live there without losing myself? I came by to tell somebody today that it's time. Good morning, Brother Kenneth. It's time for you to what? Live at your apex. And in order to do that, you got to understand that apex living with alignment, it begins with alignment and not ambition. Apex living requires discipline, not motivation. And apex living is sustainable. It's not self-destructive. And if any of those things are in place, you're not apex living, you cliff diving. I'm the amazing T Street. Nothing amazing in me that's not in each and every one of you. I hope that some of you are prepared to live at your apex, but don't skip the process. Have an amazing day.